Hello and welcome. Yes, I'm in Leeds, in Headingley, outside of the Headingley cricket ground, on way to Manchester today. The question that we are asking at the 12 noon show is not from the women's game. You've seen all our broadcasts on the women's game, and we will give you all of the updates. In fact, the 5 p.m. will be from the Leeds station on our way to Manchester. So I'm telling you now. So we will do that focusing on the women's game. But for this particular show, I decided to do it alone. Snehashish and Trisha are taking a bit of a break, and the question that I'm asking on this 12 noon show is why, despite all of his performances, is Shubman Gill getting so much hate on social media? Why does it have to be for people? Why do they have to criticize Gill? Why is it so difficult to praise the man despite all his performances? Why is Shubman Gill one of those figures who kind of polarizes despite being royalty as far as red ball cricket is concerned, and now playing outstandingly well in the 50-over format as well? That is the question that I'm asking on this 12 noon show. Shubman Gill, India's captain in red ball and also in the 50-over format, continues to polarize opinion. People find it extremely hard to try and praise Gill. The moment I put out a tweet or I say something good on Gill, I will be labeled PR. Not that I care. I gave two hoots about such comments, but the truth is why, and you have to try and analyze why. I have got multiple different answers, but first let me tell you a little bit about Gill that I think needs to be said. Gill, as red ball captain, had managed to take control of the team last year during this period. In fact, the first test was here in Leeds, and several questions were asked of the Indian team. We were told that India will lose 5-0. We were told that this Indian side will be battered and bruised and hammered by the English side. We were told that once Jofra Archer comes back, once Gus Atkinson comes back, England will hammer India. Not one person had given the Shubman Gill-led side an opportunity or any chance here in the UK. Gill stood up with that amazing batting effort of 700 plus runs in the test matches that he played. Gill was outstanding, back-to-back hundreds, then followed by another 100. He was sublime. In Manchester, he scored another match-saving 100. So Gill, as red ball captain, managed to take the bull by the horn and lead from the front. I would say that showed the maturity of Shubman Gill, the leader. The fact that he belongs, the fact that he wanted to be there, the fact that he wanted to lead, the fact that he commands respect in the dressing room, and the fact that he is there because he wants to be there. That craving, that determination that we've seen in someone like a Virat Kohli was evident in the Shubman Gill story in England last year. In the home series against South Africa, which India lost, unfortunately, it was the injury to Shubman Gill in Calcutta, that neck injury which hospitalized him for a few days, Woodlands nursing home, and thereafter he travelled with the team, but he was ruled out, and we had reported that story at length, if you remember, on Revsportz. So that defeat is not on Shubman Gill's door. The 2-0 defeat without Shubman Gill once again establishes the fact how important Gill is as a red ball performer for India. It is his team. This red ball Indian side is now Shubman Gill's team, much like it is Gautam Gambhir's team. These two, the Gill-Gambhir pair, are the two who will have to lead India's red ball forward. So there's no question mark. There's no question mark about Gill's ability in red ball cricket. There's no question mark about Gill's competitive edge in red ball cricket. He is current Indian batting royalty as far as red ball is concerned. Now, come to the 50-over format. Ahead of the series, I had done a piece where I said that unlike in T20 cricket, where Gautam Gambhir had managed to establish a template, unfortunately in the 50-over format, India has not been able to establish a template yet, is what I had written. Surya Kumar Yadav and Gautam Gambhir, after Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid, managed to establish a T20 template. All or nothing, high risk, high reward, whichever way you want to describe it, that was India's template in the T20 format. And that template yielded serious dividends for India, and we all know that with the World Cup. India batted like a champion team, smashed the opponents, went on to win the World Cup in style, on home soil, in challenging conditions, but it was brilliant effort from India. Similarly, now Gautam Gambhir has been a superb T20 coach. If you see his record for the Kolkata Knight Riders, if you see his record for India, there is no questioning his T20 pedigree. But can we say the same thing as far as 50-over cricket is what I had asked? And that's where I had asked this question, that Shubman Gill will have to lead from the front, much like in red ball cricket, to establish himself as India's 50-over leader and create a template of sorts in the 50-over format to command the same kind of respect that he does in the dressing room in red ball cricket. Now, many will jump and say, why are you saying this? This is just Afghanistan. What is the point in saying this? You are talking big about Shubman Gill. It is about only Afghanistan. Yes, I'm conscious of the fact that it is Afghanistan. But to see consistency, to see proper innings from Shubman Gill, a match which was reduced to 25, 26 overs, then in a match like this, to see this level of effort on the part of Gill gives me a lot of hope that a clear template is evolving as far as the one-day 50-over format is concerned. And that's where I think Shubman Gill becomes extremely important as far as India is concerned. And I think this is gradually going to become his team and his dressing room, much like it has become his dressing room in the red ball format. So this effort by Shubman Gill, yes, I'm conscious of the fact that it is against Afghanistan, but this effort gives me hope that this Indian side under Shubman Gill is now becoming, gradually forging that team element that can go on and have a very good World Cup in South Africa in 27. The second part of this video, I will focus on Ishan Kishan. Some time back, not just about what? 1.5 years back, Ishan Kishan was completely out of favor. Ishan Kishan was out of the contractual system. Ishan Kishan had to come back to India. He was completely out of favor. No one was talking about him. He did not even want to play the sport. He had to make a comeback. And you know, that's what tests you. That's what pushes you. That's what asks questions of you. That's when you have to dig deep. That is when you have to show serious resilience. That's what you have to kind of prove how good you are as a cricketer. And Ishan Kishan went through the rigor of the domestic game, played the domestic game, Vijay Hazare, Ranji Trophy, IPL, you call it, he played it. And thereafter he made a comeback. And when he made a comeback, there is no looking back. If you remember, and we will play this clip at the end of this show, I'll ask my editor to play that clip at the end of this video. When Gautam Gambhir came to the Trailblazers conclave, I asked him about Ishan Kishan and the importance of Ishan Kishan and the journey of Ishan Kishan. And Gautam Gambhir made a telling comment about Ishan Kishan's mental fortitude. He said when he was playing that comeback match against New Zealand, you know, he could have easily blocked a few balls. The first ball, he stepped out over the bowler's head, 4. That tells you about a man's mental state, tells you about a man's courage, about a man's commitment and determination for his team. Thereafter, every opportunity that has come his way, he has grabbed it with both hands. It has been a stellar effort. Absolute stellar effort as far as Ishan Kishan is concerned. Think about what happened ahead of the World T20. Not many had given him a chance. People were talking about Sanju Samson. People were talking about Abhishek Sharma. People were talking about other players. India had a lot of white ball talent. And thereafter, Ishan Kishan pushed himself, scored 320 plus runs in the World T20 in that match against Colombo. That 70 plus innings against Pakistan after India had lost, Abhishek Sharma was actually the match-winning innings. You know, Usman was nullified, Salman Agha was nullified, Ishan Kishan was batting on a different surface, looked absolutely stellar. And what a performance by the man, the whole World Cup. He grabbed his opportunity when he got that opportunity 4 months back. And since then, Yeah, since then, Ishan Kishan has absolutely not looked back. That is the kind of effort that we have seen on the part of Ishan Kishan. Now, if that is T20, he went on to have a reasonably good IPL as well. He had a decent IPL, but one we had to talk about. We had to talk about the 50-over format. Coming to the 50-over format again, India has a wealth of riches as far as the 50-over format is concerned. And there, once he got that opportunity against Afghanistan, he is making it count. That 100 that he got yesterday, I can say that I will be surprised if Ishan Kishan isn't on that flight to South Africa in the 2027 World Cup. Yes, I know it is 14 months down the line. Yes, I'm conscious you might call it premature. But from what I'm seeing, the hunger, the commitment, the determination, the passion, the eagerness, the keenness, I have to tell you this, that Ishan Kishan is certainly a contender to be on that flight to South Africa with the Indian team. This is what it is about. You want to belong there. You want to be a part of the action. And once you get an opportunity, you make the most of that opportunity. That is what Ishan Kishan has been able to do. All of a sudden, the 50-over side starting to look excellent. We have seen a 400 score. Afghanistan isn't a bad bowling attack. We will see what happens in England. It's a key series. India is coming to England. Questions will be asked of this batting order as well. We will have to wait and see how Shubman Gill does, how Ishan Kishan does, and all of these batters do. But at this point, I will say this. I'm very, very optimistic about how Shubman Gill is gradually establishing control over the 50-over team and how Ishan Kishan has gone about his business as a batter. This gives me hope. This gives me optimism. This tells me that Indian 50-over cricket is also going in the right direction. And come this England series, there will be experiments, but they will gradually get the team together under Gautam Gambhir. And come South Africa next year, India will field a team that will be a serious contender to try and win that 50-over trophy for the first time after 2011, which has been a long time in waiting. So both Shubman Gill and Ishan Kishan gives me a lot of hope. As I finish, take a look at this clip of what Gautam Gambhir had said in our conclave about these players, especially about Ishan Kishan and his mental fortitude. Take a listen and we end this video, but more coming your way. Like we said, we will do the 5 p.m. show from the Leeds station on our way to Manchester. The three of us will join you on the Women's World Cup broadcast. For the moment, that's all I have. I leave you with Gautam Gambhir at the Trailblazers conclave on Ishan Kishan. Take a look. I look at this current Indian team, Gautam. I have to say this, that the leader that I now see in Shubman Gill for Test cricket has to be attributed at least partly to Gautam Gambhir. Getting him to bat at number 4 in England, scoring 750. What prompted you to take that call to get Gill to bat 4? A position Sachin Tendulkar and the greatest players have taken that. What prompted that from the top? And Shubman Gill as leader, what according to you stands out?
Look, first of all, it was just the combination. We felt that we needed a bit of experience in the middle order, because when you're going through a transition, when a lot of new boys are coming through in red ball cricket, you wanted a bit of experience. We have someone like a KL Rahul at the top who's got experience of opening the batting, and we needed someone like Shubman Gill who's played, close to 40-50 test matches. So rather than having a very inexperienced middle order, if Shubman can come at number 4, and it's going to give him a bit of a breathing space as well, especially leading in a test match when you're on the field for 1.5 days. You want to come back and you want to just probably freshen yourself up mentally and then just give yourself a breathing space. And we all know the kind of quality Shubman had, and there was no surprise at what he did in England and against West Indies as well. A guy has got close to 1,000 runs in 7 test matches, which is incredible for any young guy achieving so much of success when he was made the captain. And again, I think I've said it before that he's ticked all the boxes. He works really hard, he says the right things, he's honest to the players, he keeps the environment light, and that is exactly what coach wants in a captain. Yes, obviously he's a work in progress. Like any other person, when you're captaining a red ball team and you're captaining a test side, it is never easy. It is far more easier to captain a T20 or a one-day side as compared to the red ball team, and he'll keep getting better as well. And hopefully going forward, we got to see the best of Shubman, not only as a player, but as a captain as well.
One guy, again, comes from the part of the country that he does, was out of favor for a while, was not part of the Indian team. Lots were written, lots were said. Look at the Ishan Kishan story and dreams do come true kind of thing. A word on that. I mean, the way you got him back and the contribution that he made, telling, and that gives people belief, normal people belief that, you know what, transformation is possible.
Well, I'll tell you, I won't talk about what he did in the World Cup. I think the one thing I want to talk about is that it's never easy to make a comeback. I've been in that situation many times in my career. You're far more nervous when you're making a comeback as compared to when you're making your debut. His first ball against Jacob Duffy at Nagpur, he smashed it down the ground for that one bounce four. And that shows the character of the man. Making a comeback, what, after 2 years? 1.5, 2 years. First ball against New Zealand, if someone can smash it down the ground, that shows that the fearlessness, the ability, the character, and how quickly he had adapted to the philosophy of the team first philosophy. I wouldn't have minded even if he would have taken 5, 6 balls to get into that game. And that is something which is going to be important, and that's why I say that someone like Ishan Kishan, not because of the World Cup, the kind of World Cup he's had, but the kind of character he is. And that's why Indian cricket is very blessed to have so much of depth. Someone like Sanju, Ishan Kishan, we got some phenomenal white ball wicket-keeper batsmen. And hopefully they can continue on this path, keep working hard, staying humble, and hopefully they can achieve a lot of success in future.